Hi, my name is Michael Hicks, and this week we are looking at human resources at Curtiss-Wright. So, company culture, it refers to the shared goals, values, behaviors of a company and its employees. Curtiss-Wright refers to them as core values, and some of those core values would be leadership, innovation, respect for people, and personally, my most important would be integrity. Company culture isn't necessarily always a positive. It could be it's accepted within the company to stay well beyond the end of the workday to finish a project. Or alternatively, as a positive, it would be, hey, it's the end of the workday. It's time to go home. Save your work. You can pick it up tomorrow. So the company culture can be a positive or negative. It all depends upon the company itself and the employees that work there. At Curtiss-Wright, they have volunteer programs as well as they do charitable donations. Part of the Curtiss-Wright vision is to promote the well-being of the communities in which they live and serve. They want to keep the resources local, and since they have multiple different businesses in different locations around the world, the employees at each one of those businesses, they will go out and they will volunteer at local nonprofit organizations. Each business entity has its own budget that it can use for charitable donations. Now, as far as a corporate level donation, they actually made recently a couple of donations to the Niagara Aerospace Museum and the Glenn Curtiss Museum. Another donation they made to a nonprofit was the organization called Classroom Central. It's a organization that gathers materials for school materials for children in need, and then gives those materials to the children's teachers so the kids can actually have the resources they need to go to school. Not a charitable program, but they do run a scholarship called the Sons and Daughters Scholarship Program, and this is specifically for the children, sons and daughters, of the Curtiss-Wright employees. Now, everybody is eligible except for the CEO and those directly beneath him. But it makes sense because if you're the CEO of a multinational corporation, your kids probably won't need assistance with school funding. So their safety culture, it's the shared attitude, values, goals, and the perceived risks and the practices that they create that would create workplace safety. Um, Pulling it directly from Curtiss-Wright's health and safety policy, says they're committed to maintaining a healthy and safe workplace. They do that through hazard reduction, risk management, and they do all that to prevent illness and injury. They also believe that all incidents, accidents, and workplace illnesses can be prevented. They also monitor all of their progress in environmental health and safety, and they do whatever they can to increase performance in those areas. The key themes, they're intentionally the same thing as the company culture, their core values, and they take these core values to heart, and it's not just with their coworkers; it's also with their customers as well. So they don't treat anybody any different inside the company than they do out. Their statements, their vision statement, it's the One Curtiss-Wright statement, which makes sense considering their core values are also their key themes. It prioritizes the customer and it ensures that they continue to deliver state-of-the-art, reliable solutions. Their mission statement is they continually focus on maintaining solid relationships with the customers, and they build competitive positions and create market leadership through their technology investments. And looking at their 10K with the finance report before, they've been making a profit year over year. So it's safe to say that they are achieving their goals. As far as personal experiences with company culture, I worked at an FBO a number of years ago, and and I had also joined the military. So I'd worked for this company for a few years, and then I joined the military, and then I got my orders to deploy. So came into the office, said, hey, here are my orders. I'm going to be gone for up to a year. By law, they're required to essentially keep my position open and leave everything the same. So if when I return, it'll be like I'd never left. So fast forward, went through my deployment, came home, and it was 11 months, and then came back into the FBO and said, hey, I'm back. I'd like to know when I can start working again. Well, they were confused because they had terminated my position. I no longer worked for the company. I lost all my seniority, lost all my benefits, and that was a blatant violation of just about any law I can think of regarding deployed military personnel. So I decided, well, if you've already fired me, I'm not going to work as a new guy anymore. I did that long enough. So it wasn't the best interaction between line service and management that there was, but honestly, I'm glad it happened, because if it didn't, I would probably be on a completely different path at the moment. So I'm very happy for what happened, because it put me on the path that I needed to be on. And these are the references I used. It was basically entirely found on Curtis Wright's webpage and their sustainability area, and then pulled it from the book. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week.